Hey everybody, welcome back to the family channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastically awesome day so far. As you can see, I am flying solo today and it feels really weird to be sitting here by myself, but Kat has gone grocery shopping and both the kids are studying, so yeah, you're stuck with me, I'm afraid. Anyway, today we are reacting to rationing in the US during World War II, and that is because I love my history and I know quite a lot about World War I and II here in Europe, but I'm not sure how it affected everywhere else in the world, so I'm quite interested in seeing this. And because I am alone and no one else really enjoys these sort of videos, I figured today is a perfect day to check it out. Now, it's not everyone's cup of tea, I do realize that, I do apologize. We will be back to normal programming tomorrow, but today we are checking this out. Before we get into today's video, if you guys haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And without further ado, let's check out what rationing was like in the US during World War II. Oh, if you're wondering why I'm at 54 seconds in already, it's because there's a song and we've had a few copyrights lately, so I've just quickly gone there. I've already started. This is the second or third time I've filmed this intro, so yeah.
The war brought full employment to America. People had money, but there wasn't much to spend it. Japan occupied the lands that had supplied 97% of America's rubber. German U-boats prowling the Atlantic reduced sugar and coffee imports from Latin America, not to mention oil shipments from the Middle East. American factories had stopped manufacturing civilian goods like washing machines and refrigerators. All that meant shortages and rationing, a new experience for Americans.
See, I knew about the U-boats and that here. I had no idea it affected so much there. 97% of your rubber, geez, and coffee and sugar. I'd be lost. Not with the rubber, but the coffee and sugar.
One that made feelings of national unity and common purpose stronger than ever.
I love this stuff.
Former Governor Al Smith, with his authentic New York accent, was enlisted to narrate this government film about life on the home front. The film was stagey and sentimental.
I know I over-romanticize it and all that, and a few people have come out with a fair few good points, but I just love the look of those times. Like, everyone dressed so nicely, like their hair. Yeah, I'd be pretty much screwed in those days being bald, but you always had a nice hat on and stuff. I just think it looked awesome. A few people have brought up, not so much here, but like further back, imagine how it must have smelled. The streets full of horse manure and human manure in some cases. So yeah, but I just think it looks awesome. I loved seeing old photos and old films. It just, I don't know, it makes me happy for some reason.
But it did express how most Americans felt about the war and about themselves.
Whenever I visit the East Side, I always stop in at the Fulton Fish Market. I used to work there as a young man. Nowadays, they're busier than ever. Folks here at home, because of meat rationing, eat a lot more fish. And the market is shorthanded, since so many of their men are now in uniform. Wherever I went...
So was there no rationing on fish? I know during World War One, fish rationing almost, I'm not sure whether it did come into play in England, but see, fish, I wouldn't even have thought that either.
On the East Side, I saw service flags in almost every window. These folks, Italians, Greeks, Jews, Chinese, Russians, know what freedom means because many of them or their parents were denied it before they came to this country. They are pretty proud of those stars.
All of them
Each
have them.
one standing for a man fighting for his country. And sometimes the star stands for a girl. As I was walking along, I saw this scene. Mr. Dutch, once he lived in Germany, saying goodbye to his daughter. I asked him how he felt about her journeying up, and he said, anything I've got, America can have.
Wow.
And he meant it. In every house of worship on the East Side, prayers are said daily. by these Protestants, Jews, and Catholics for their sons and husbands who are fighting to preserve the freedom, peace, opportunity, and happiness they found in America.
What was that? Was that rubbish? I think so. I can't really see. Oh, I'm going to get it for the song again.
There was not a town in America, large or small, that did not have its big scrap drums.
Scrap.
Americans rummaged through their attics and basements for aluminum, brass, copper, tin.
Seeing that now, you know where they're loading it on the vans here. We get these guys who come around here every weekend and they got the speaker playing and they take all the scrap metal and stuff. So that's what that reminds me of. But that makes sense. That's another thing you wouldn't think of, is how much like metal and iron and stuff was needed for the guns and everything, really. So yeah, everyone's just helping out. Yeah, take my bicycle, mate. I don't use it.
Americans rummaged through their attics and basements for aluminum, brass, copper, tin, anything that could be melted down and used to make guns or tanks or planes. It was not called recycling then, but that's what it was.
Yeah.
Americans tried to make light of the cigarette shortage. The armed forces had first call on the name brands. Civilians smoked whatever they could get, whenever they could get them.
Was she smoking?
Nylon was needed for parachutes, so patriotic women turned in their worn-out stockings.
I never knew that.
And their old girdles. President Roosevelt said the rubber shortage was no joke.
Of one thing you can be sure. We are going to see to it that there's enough rubber to build the planes to bomb Tokyo and Berlin. Enough rubber to build the tanks to crush the enemy wherever we may find him. Enough rubber to win this war.
You think you got troubles? Look what I got. This not only saves gas, it also makes you rubber. A mean twit. Sure, look who did it. Jack Benny, the meanest man in the world, and Rochester, driving Jack's famous Maxwell to the scrap pile. It certainly looks at home. It's only here because it would cost too much to convert it into a coal burner.
I'd like to give up my Maxwell to the Salvage drive. I'm Jack Benny, the movie star.
Well, I never happen to have seen you in pictures.
And that's not the point. Are you going to take that car or not?
Yes, we're taking anything.
He hates to part with it, so it parts with itself. He's broken-hearted.
Never did that before.
Gave up the ghost.
The A card. That's what most Americans got when gasoline was rationed. 4 gallons a week, enough to drive about 60 miles.
I suppose, I don't know, do you think you drove as like longer distances then as you do now? But 4 gallons a week doesn't sound a lot, does it? Like, especially the fuel consumption of those cars back then.
Wales tried to make carpools look like fun. They became more popular when the A-card ration was cut to 2 gallons a week.
2 gallons.
Or workers got B cards, enough gas to commute to their jobs. And then there were the unlimited X cards for emergency workers, policemen, firemen, doctors, and, so some reporter discovered, more than 200 congressmen. It didn't take long for professional criminals to establish a black market in gasoline.
I was just going to say, I wonder how many like corrupt police in that, because they had unlimited, would be selling their gas on the side.
Counterfeiters began printing phony ration coupons almost immediately. Most Americans were law-abiding, but they were addicted to their automobiles. They dipped into the gasoline black market a bit, just as they had flirted with bootleggers during Prohibition days. But overall, gasoline rationing worked. Even New York City's traffic jams were eliminated, as this government film pointed out.
Listen, gents, I've been pushing the heck around New York for quite a couple of years, namely 22. It is my personal
love it. Look at those cars
experience there is more
and-
automobiles in said city than there is people. How would you like to have to navigate through this mob in order to make a nice couple of dollars? Well, I was going to retire and take up a new line of business until Satan...
When I say I love it, I didn't mean the traffic. I meant the look of the old cars and, oh man, I don't know. I'm just weird with stuff like this. Whenever we go somewhere where there's any like history in that, I don't know. I just always imagine myself being there. I love it.
Japan Nazis decided to clop us on the chops. First result is I don't have to retire.
Don't blame
Of course,
us,
this here
blame
war
Hitler.
has made from traffic a dead mackerel. Right away, mobs decide they can put away the Buicks and use the feet. And I'm telling you, getting dead Story's face is worse than getting into the World Series.
Weird.
This, of course, has now eliminated the Sunday drivers. The characters who make right turns from the left and left turns from the right. And various other
I love it.
citizens, mostly of the opposite sex, who should never have been allowed to drive in the first place if I had anything to say about it. The way it is now, a person who wants to go from Greenpoint to Harlem has got to use the subways.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
For the first and last time in this automobile age, Americans relied on public mass transportation. It was not hard to convince people to use mass transit. There was no other choice. The problem was getting a seat or a ticket, or getting to the station. Shoes were also rationed, 2 pairs a year.
Flippin' heck, shoes even. I suppose for the rubber.
To get around, Americans had to improvise, and the newsreels had a
Roller
field day
skates.
presenting real or imagined alternatives to the automobile. New
There were
bicycles
horses
were
pulling
rationed.
cars.
Horses were not,
Sorry.
and there were still. New bicycles were rationed, horses were not, and there were still a few around.
Right, that's the end of it. I love that. I freaking love those old videos. It's not as bad as I thought. I thought there was going to be like bread. Maybe there was. But I thought there was going to be like bread rationing. The only thing that was rationed really was shoes, fuel. What else? There was a few. Sugar, obviously, coffee. Ooh, I wouldn't be happy with that. And then, I don't know, like, it just seemed... I know it wasn't. There was a freaking world war going on. It just seemed a simpler time, didn't it? I think that's why I like it so much. There wasn't so much people stuck in their phones all the time. You'd be stuck in a newspaper, I suppose. I don't know. I love history. I love seeing these old pictures and things. I'll probably watch this again. I want to see if there's one for World War I as well, because I know America played quite a big part in steel for the Allies in World War One. Which cat is meowing? So yeah, I'd like to see something on World War One as well. I know there won't be that much footage on it, but yeah, awesome. I love this sort of stuff. I know, like I said in the beginning, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. I'm doing it when I'm here alone because I don't know how the kids would find this very interesting. I think Cat would, but I'm not sure the kids would find it very interesting. Maybe Leia would like the horses, and Garen, I don't know, the girls pushing the car. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I know this video is probably coming out at 9 p.m, but I'm going live like now. So hopefully I would have seen you there, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.